Is there meth here too? Is it like, because I know meth is more West Coast, heroin's East Coast. Do they meet in the middle here?
I'm not sure what the fuck these people are on, but I don't think it's meth. They're a little bit slouchy. It's a little bit like
that's good.
Yeah,
that's opiates of the masses.
Yeah,
you want I'm telling you, dude, that shit out and like I was out in the Pacific Northwest and it's like those dudes are tweaking out there.
Oh yeah,
like every time I walk by them, I'm ready, dude. I'm like, dude,
totally.
It's a full Street Fighter
Both
fight.
of my older brothers live in Venice Beach, California, which. Again, when I was hanging out around there, really goofing around 15, 20 years ago was the most chill fucking, what's up, man?
Yeah.
So like hippy dippy, so cool, tie-dye everything.
That's
you
what
know
I thought
what I mean?
It's
It was like
that.
California, like what you think of when you hear like a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. And now it is like a guy with an axe chasing normal humans. Like that is methy. It's methy out there.
We gotta have a battle. We gotta have the West Coast meth versus the fucking heroin guys.
The meth people are gonna
it'd be the Vikings. It'd be the Vikings versus like
this is war.
True.
The other people are just fucking.
Yeah, it would be like Vikings raiding Nepal. It would be it'd be a gruesome fucking battle.
It's marijuana and fentanyl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard all the coke here has fentanyl. Yeah. You got to test it. It just has to have the right amount of fentanyl.
To get you. Oh, you're saying the right amount to be good.
The right amount to be good. So the real coke guys have testers.
Oh,
they test it.
See, that's the thing. For me, if I'm partying and I got to do like a fucking experiment in the middle of it, it's like I'm done.
Totally.
I'm going home.
Right.
I don't want to have to fucking like get a beaker and swish around. I mean, that is kind of like sick ass shit from a movie, like purple and be like, puro, perfect, dude.
Yeah.
That's tight. Yeah, that's kind of where the fun stops for me, man. Where I'm like out at 2 a.m. trying to like remember the chemical indicator and being like, "This is purple. I should be good."
Yeah. But it's mainly rich guys that do that because the other people, you're wasting your coke testing it.
True.
Right.
So you can't do that.
You just got to put it on the line.
Yeah. And you have to remember that a lot of these people are trying to like sober up. Like they're like, oh, I drank too much. I need a little bit of blow to fucking.
Yeah, true.
So they're not gonna pull out a beaker.
True.
Those aren't the beaker people. The people that drank too much aren't pulling out the beaker.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I'm such a fucking pussy with all this shit. Like, I'm such like a health weirdo that I just can't believe it that like you roll the dice on that. You know, it's like, dude, it just drives me nuts. It's like, dude, what are you doing, dude?
Right.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
Go to fucking sleep.
Exactly.
Why would you want to counteract alcohol and be like, I need to be sober again because I got too drunk? And it's like, dude, go to fuck to sleep.
Never understood
I don't understand it at all.
It boggles my mind. Like you got drunk to get drunk and now you want to sober up. And they're like, yeah, it's the best.
So you can drive home.
Yeah. True, but I can do that. I swear to God, if I'm drinking and I can smoke enough weed where I can kind of like, I kind of do feel like I'm kind of floating. The last time I did that, I was in an ice cream place. Like I left the bar and I was in an ice cream place and I was like staring at the board like, dude, get it together. Pick something. And I was like, I'll have peanut butter crumble. And the dude's like, dude, that's a topping. And I was like, fuck. I blew my cover. I blew my fucking cover. I was next to my wife. I was like, God damn it.
Oh, peanut butter crumble.
Oh, the peanut butter crumble. And he's like, okay, on what? And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
We should leave. Yeah. So. But I never understood that either. It's like, dude, just what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm hammered. Now I got to conduct business. It's like, dude, go to fuck home, man. Yeah. I need to snort. Yeah. I get it though. If you're getting sloppy and you continue to, I don't know. Yeah. But I'm happy. I think that never got its hooks in me.
Yeah. That's the whole point of getting drunk is so that you go home and you fucking, eat some leftovers or whatever the fuck and fall asleep. Like, be gross.
Be shitty. Yeah, just be a slug and
it's better to just
collapse.
Be shitty than to shove stuff up your nose so that you can be shittier.
Punch a hooker, I guess. I might fight a hooker later. Let me be awake.
Yeah. It's better to like be drunk, go home and eat leftovers than to be drunk, sober up, go home and like cook an actual full meal and then go to bed.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you repairing yourself for in the middle of the night?
I never understood it. Every time I saw it, I was just always kind of like, I know dudes who would do a lot of coke would also buy Xannies because they wanted that to like pass out.
Yeah,
but it's like, dude, sleep's the goal. That's every day. It's like, I'm trying to get to sleep. Yeah. You get to sleep, that's the goal. I can't imagine artificially prolonging that for your own pleasure.
Yeah.
I remember there was a a lot of my friends got into drugs, and we were in this apartment complex, and this whole place was just like it was a nightmare. It was just all these kids moved in near each other, and they're all were doing tons of Percocets, pills. It turned into like heroin, coke, all this stuff. And there was these girls that like started taking Ambien, and then they would take Adderall. Because like if you force yourself to stay awake on Ambien with Adderall, you start to like just lose your mind apparently.
Oh my God.
And they were trying to sell me on it. They're like, you should do this. And I was like, no, I don't even want to take Ambien to go to bed. I'm like, I'm good on all of that. And they're like, dude, it's sick. And they're trying to, and then like 5 minutes later, one of the girls just collapsed, fell down. It was funny being that young where you'd see a person collapse and be like, just like, whatever, I'm out of here. This apartment sucks.
Right.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just left.
That's what happened in Youngstown. All my homies that were just drinking beers ended up, I mean, it just goes, it's just one direction.
Yeah, that is crazy though, because I do get that though, because if you try, you're like, drugs are bad, and you're like, beer rules, and you're like, weed rules, and then it's just like, bam, there is that level they hit you with that, and you're like, I'm functioning pretty well right now, and it's just like, yeah, you're a cokehead now, it sucks.
Yep.
Because that doesn't, you don't age out of it. I know, I've seen that like pester dudes into their 30s where like, I knew someone who, you know, they would do it here and there, all the blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, you just assume they stop, but people don't. People become like 35, 40, and they're still trying to rip lines. And like I knew someone who got kicked out of their friend's wedding because they were just doing coke in the bathroom. And like their friend had to be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Yeah. He got like, someone discovered it and kicked him out, and he had to be like, dude, get it, go home, man.
Yeah. And it's, you know, what really sucks is the people that end up, you know, doing coke after they drink, it ends up ruining drinking for them because then they can't drink without thinking about coke.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you can't drink anymore.
Yeah, true.
And you ruin drinking for yourself.
It's greedy.
Yeah.
There's no like Willie Nelsons of coke. There's no like charming 80-year-old just like a little bump. You know what I mean? You never see that.
100%.
You got to age into stuff, dude. And I always tell people like that's the ultimate sucker drug, dude. Coke is bad.
Yeah.
I don't know any good story. It never played out well.
Yeah. My older brothers, I'm so lucky to have a brother that's 12 years older than me and 16 years older than me. And we were supposed to go to Cedar Point one summer. You ever been to Cedar Point?
No.
It's the world's greatest amusement park. It's in Sandusky, Ohio. And I was like 8 or 9 at the time. It literally has the world's tallest roller coaster, the fastest roller coaster, the world's fastest standing roller coaster, the world's fastest sitting roller.
They claim a lot of records out there too. Like we have the biggest mall in the world. It's
it
like,
really
dude,
is.
Shut up.
It really is fucking nuts. Like
that's fucking
you can't
crazy.
tell the scale because everything is a record-setting thing, but it really is. And
Jesus,
I was
Christ.
like, we would go every summer for one day. And
what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah, that's the Top Thrill dragster right there.
So you just fall down that hill?
The normal pace. It's a record-setting thing from the get. I think that's what that is, unless that's a new one.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's the real shit. That map right there. Yeah, that's the shit. So that shows you everything. It's a fucking island with all these crazy rides.
That's sick.
The world's fastest wooden roller coaster up there. All this shit. Anyway,
$40, dude. You can buy that. I might have put that in my house.
That's the shit.
That'd be a sick thing to frame.
But my brothers used to take me there one day every summer of the year, forever. And I was like 10 or 11 at the time, which would put them at what, 26 and 30. Basically, and they lived in Columbus, Ohio at Ohio State.
It's like dads, basically.
Exactly.
That's kind of nice.
Totally was nice, especially when you don't have a real dad.
He split in half. He multiplied himself. Yeah.
So one year, and you know, when you're like 10, you're like, mom buys you like an outfit for like a thing. So I remember I had like this like blue polo and blue shorts and new white shoes with white tube socks laid out. And we get a call. They were supposed to drive from Columbus to Youngstown to pick me up, a 2-hour drive. And then we were going to drive 3 hours to Sandusky, Ohio.
I mean, that's heaven for a little brother, dude.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly. And I get a call. My mom goes, they want to talk to you, Tony. She like sounds sad at like whatever, 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. whenever they were supposed to pick me up. And I get on the phone and one of my older brothers goes, hey man, we partied a little too hard last night. I'm going to tell you something. We're not going to make it to Cedar Point today.
Oh no.
And it crushes me to tell you this, but the reason why we're not taking you to Cedar Point is because we did so much cocaine last night, and this is a lesson for you because there's nothing we would rather do. There's nothing we would rather do than to take you to Cedar Point. But we did so much cocaine, and this is a lesson for you. Don't ever do cocaine.
What?
Don't ever touch it, not even a little bit. Whatever you do, never try cocaine.
So they had an intervention for you, basically.
At 10 years old. And I'm literally like, what's cocaine? But you know what?
They're getting their dick sucked. They're like, this shit sucks. All right. They're on the edge of an infinity pool. But listen to me. Listen. You can never do this shit.
But to their credit,
That's
shit
awesome.
fucking worked. It stuck with me forever.
That was very brave. Yeah, they totally didn't have to call you to do that.
Right. But it really stuck with me. So like
that's also that's young enough that like burned that into your head too, because you have Cedar Park or Cedar Point, and you're just like, dude, that's crushing.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, now Coke, you're like, yeah, that shit actually sucks, dude.
Right.
You don't get to have fun.
It literally, and I've thanked them probably 50 times each throughout my life.
Yeah.
I go, it's gonna, and I all the time, I literally go, thanks for that fucking thing, because I'm positive I would have tried it.
For sure.
Even post that, there's been so many ridiculous temptations.
Yeah,
Rappers, celebrities, famous comedians, just good friends late at night that are like, come on, just try a little. Wildly cool, successful people that are like, this is 100% pure. This is literally the best cocaine on planet Earth. Just do one little tiny, and it's on like a golden spoon with a diamond on it, and you're like, this wouldn't affect anything negatively. But and then the last second, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
And it's all because of the
better off,
Cedar Point 10 years old fucking morning call, which was, traumatizing at the time, but ended up being correct.
For real, that was the move, man.
I never pictured them getting their dick sucked on the edge of an infinity pool. Kind of changes everything now. If I would have seen what they were actually doing at the time, I probably would have done it.
Also, they could have been standing over like a dead lady and been like, look, man. So they could have not been that. They could have been like, bro, trust me, dude. We got to. It could be either or.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's my dad claimed that he had a trailer pull up to his house when he was a little kid, and this would have been in like the early 60s. And he said they had like a morgue on wheels where they let little kids walk in there, and there was just dead bodies in a trailer, and like, that guy did drugs, that guy did drugs, damn, this guy did drugs. And he said his dad made him just look at dead bodies. He's like, that's what happens if you do drugs.
Wow.
So they were that strict about it when I was growing up. They were like, if I got caught drinking, I would get grounded for like a month. Mm-hmm. I got caught a bunch of times though. So I was like, I got caught back to back. But if I got caught smoking weed when I was younger, which I did all the time, he was like, you're grounded for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that at least, like, I think that kind of helped too. And I knew people in high school who got into coke, and I remember being like, nah, man, I'm good on that. I'm fine. And then I got to watch them so young get kind of strong. They had like a period where everyone thinks they're fine on coke, and when you're not doing it, you watch people kind of like escalate themselves, and you're like, no, I'm good on that shit. I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So few people can do it calmly and cool.
Have you ever seen a cocaine booger?
No.
Where they do so much coke that it burns their septum.
Oh, no, dude.
And then when they take it out, it's like just blood. And it's just really their skin. It's all dead. And if they're really big coke addicts, they'll eat that booger.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
I just got my deviated septum fixed, by the way.
How'd you end up with
sucks, bro. I just getting hit in the face, I think, constantly. They say it can happen to like birth trauma too. They say like on the way out, you can kind of just, because I was getting sinus infections, and my wife was going to, it's the only thing I do health-wise. My wife was going to ear, nose, and throat guy, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go to one. I think my nose is fucked up. I went, and he's like, dude, you got like an 80% obstruction. It was on this side. And I used to play rugby and shit, so I know I got just waffled in the face a bazillion times, which they say that can do. They don't really understand either.
Right.
But so mine was fucked up from whatever. Yeah. But
it's just getting smushed.
It was just like curved. From what the guy told me, it was like just got kind of curved over, and then like it like fluctuates during the day. Apparently, like 20 minutes, this nostril's open, this nostril's open. So I'd have like times where it's just I can't breathe at all because it was this one's turn. But yeah, the fucking surgery sucks, dude. Yeah. I watched that Rogan thing from years ago, and he's like, yeah, it's fucking nothing. And I was like, yeah, this will be sweet. I was fucked. Yeah. For like 6 days, I was laying there like, dude, I must be the biggest pussy in the world. Because I'm like, this shit sucks, dude.
One thing I've learned from being friends with him for a decade and a half is that
sucks.
if Rogan says it's easy, that means nothing.
It sucked, dude. I was like scared to do it, so I watched that like 10 times, being like, it's easy. I know it's definitely easy. And dude, it fucking sucked so bad. I had silicone plugs in my nose for 6 days.
Ugh.
And it fucking blew, dude. And every time I'd swallow a sip of anything, my ears would pop and like fluid would pop out. It was disgusting.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
I tell people all the time, everyone's always like, dude, it's like when they pop those out, it's just amazing. I'm like, no, my nose felt still shitty.
Yeah.
I'm happy they did it and like after months of it, but like, dude, that shit fucking sucks. Like it's cool to get air through your nose, but I'm almost like,
did they put you out for that?
yeah, dude, they put me under.
Yeah.
They actually gave me fentanyl when I came out of it. They're like, we're gonna give you something for the pain. I'm like, what are you giving me? They're like, fentanyl, and I'm like, what? And dude, I was vicious. I was so mean. My wife came in. I mean, there was some stuff bubbling under the surface anyway, but like she came and picked me up, and I was fully just like, leave me the fuck alone, dude. That stuff is nasty.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was very, very like it was fucking flying.
Wow.
I'm like, why did you guys? I was fine too. I wasn't in pain. They're like, we're gonna give you a little something extra.
Well, they love it.
Blasting me with
Yeah,
the
doctors love trying to give you shit.
True.
Yeah, it's just a little something for the pain.
Dude, they're like, we're just gonna give you a little bit of
Yeah.
and I was like, what is it? Like, it's fentanyl. I'm like,
Yeah.
what, dude? Stuff's got a bad rep, right? Why are you giving me this?
Yeah, I had a wisdom tooth out. I've never been put under. I've never had a serious surgery.
It's
when
creepy.
Even when I broke my leg into 2 pieces, I got run over by a car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Monster truck?
No, it was a chick driving a.
Oh no.
It was the girl. It was my girlfriend in high school, and she dropped me off at home. And my backpack was in her trunk, and she forgot that I was getting my backpack out of the trunk, and she starts backing up, and I'm like, oh shit! And I almost made it out. I almost fucking went back and pivoted, but just the back of my left foot got stuck under the tire, and it went all the way.
Bad
And
did it hurt?
it went crack completely into 2 pieces. And I was laughing. It was weird. Like there wasn't really pain yet at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just shock and yeah. But what the fuck was I just gonna say? I didn't even take any pain pills for that.
What?
But when I got my wisdom tooth taken out, man, I can't remember when was it? Like 13 years ago. Who gives a fuck?
They didn't put you under for that. They did local anesthesia.
No, I wanted to stay up for that too. I have a weird thing where I'm like,
Sicko.
I don't trust these fucking anesthesiologists
True,
for
it's
a second.
fucking creepy,
That's a
dude.
weird job.
They knock you right out, dude. And it's
I don't trust any of these motherfuckers.
True.
You know what I mean? You're on a fucking airplane. It's a bumpy landing. You're like, if that was an anesthesiologist, I'd be dead. Yeah, if you're a little bit off on that shit, you're dead. So
That's true.
I don't trust anybody.
And dude, everyone's different. My wife has a thing where she pulls herself out of anesthesia. So there's like everyone's body's different because they ask you like, have you ever had anesthesia before? Because they're that first time they don't know how you're gonna react.
Right.
She came out of her wisdom teeth. She was like on a thing that it knocked me out. She came out of it and was just like and like started Godzilla, and they had to be like, dude, chill.
Yeah.
They had to cancel her surgery and she had to do the localized for. They got one of them out and she had to go back and do it all again.
Yeah. I went
Sucks.
local. They're just fucking shooting it up, and they pull it out, and the dentist or the oral surgeon goes, I'm giving you, these 10 pills. Feel free to, take one if you're feeling pain. It's just a little something for the pain. That's what they say. I can't remember if it was Vicodin or the other one.
Percocet.
Tramadol.
Tramadol's bullshit, dude. Don't get me started on tramadol. They gave me that for my nose. That stuff is weird.
Doesn't work?
It doesn't. It's like they give it to dogs. It's like dogs. Because I told the guy when he did my nose, I was trying to hard ass it, and I'm like, no pain pills, bro. I don't want any of that shit.
Right.
And he was like, when I came out, they gave me tramadol. I was like, yes, please, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And it just makes you. I've taken Percocets. I've taken Vicodin before, and they're at least. I see why people get addicted to those. Mm-hmm. Tramadol is unpleasant all the way. It feels like you're just on like a weird. I can't explain it, man. It's not. It's technically not chemically an opiate. It just like hits the part of your brain and makes it kind of like turn on an opiate receptor, but it feels weird. Feels like a dark, shitty, confusing. There's nothing comforting about it, which is probably why they're good to give people as they're not addictive at all.
Well, the thing that they gave me wasn't that. I think it was
What year was it?
This was like 13 years ago.
Oxycontin.
They gave you the oxycodones or the Percocets.
It may have
Percocets
been
or Vicodin.
codone.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't the cotton, or else I would have remembered that. But maybe it was
Oxycontin
oxycodone.
is oxycodone,
Right.
but it's just like
A cuter name.
Yeah, for real.
So I take a half of one. I'm like in pain a couple hours after the thing, a few hours after when the local thing runs out. And I took a half of one because I'm kind of reactive to everything. I'm that guy where like really a shot of tequila and 4 hits off of a blunt, and I'm like already feeling it.
Yeah,
I'm like that guy.
I'm a sensitive instrument too. I don't need a lot.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm going to take a half of one of these, my first pain pill of my life.
Nice.
And
Congrats.
I start immediately. Fucking 10 minutes later, I'm just sweating and smiling. And the feeling of just overall destiny comes over me of like, this is what you are meant to do. This is true happiness.
No.
This is you.
Thank God he took a half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I immediately had the fucking sensibility to fucking take that bottle. I dumped it while still on it, while literally just in all my glory. I dumped it in the toilet, fucking
Good for
flushed
you.
it because I'm like, this is everything.
Yeah, they say people are wired. I took them again. Like I had a friend who got real into them like very young, and I got my wisdom teeth out in high school, and he was like, he was like savvy enough to be like, oh, you're getting wisdom teeth out? I'll buy your script off you. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't want these things. So he just like bought them off me for $200. Actually, it's like the worst thing that ever happened to him, but he ended up having a bad deal with it. But
Rest in peace.
No, he's good. He's good now, but he had a tough time with that shit. But so then I was like, damn, I can make $200 with these things. I'm like, I'm gonna get some. We both were like mutually attracted to them for different reasons.
This is much better than not buying beverages.
Dude, I was like, fuck this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But then, I sold Percocets when I was younger, and he was like, you got to try them, dude, because I never tried them. And he's like, just see what they're like. And luckily they didn't. I took them, and I was like, I guess these are cool. I was itchy, and I remember taking a nap and feeling like I was like floating off of a futon and being like, that's kind of nice, I guess. But I remember thinking like, I'd rather have they were all $5 a piece. I was like, I'd rather have $5. That's not worth $5. It came down to economics for me. I was like, that's not worth $5 for me.
And there's nothing that,
but everyone's different. He took them and it was just like, again, he was like, this is it.
and I know this sounds lame to people that do a lot of drugs, but like there is nothing that people have described to me that I've not been able to obtain from smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Either you're just a couple hits away. Like I've always been really lucky to be around great weed. My friends in Youngstown had the guy, and then when I went to LA, I mean, it was just game on.
Yeah.
Medical marijuana was just becoming a thing, and then legal marijuana was a thing. Again, this was fucking 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
Yeah, when
I
that
moved to
first
LA.
rolled out, that's actually kind of cool.
So like, what the fuck? To me, I was fucking tripping my balls off on this shit. Everything was hysterical. Watching fucking Fear Factor and South Park, cracking up. Like, I mean, to me, I'm like, it just doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, that's what I always said. Because again, I like, my friends got into coke. I remember watching that, being like, cool on that. I tried Percocets, being like, I don't really like. Yeah, for me, it was like a couple beers and a little bit of weed. I was like, that's perfect, man.
Yeah.
But I guess everyone's brain's different. But yeah, I remember thinking like, what else? What are you trying to do with this, man?
Yeah.
You can kind of have a good time. You can function. You can do stuff.
Totally.
I'd be watching dudes just like sweating in an apartment on Percocets. Like, I haven't slept in a week. Can I get some more of it? And it's just like, Jesus
Crazy.
Christ, brother. Smoke some. Yeah, I always said that too. It's like, smoke some fucking weed.
Yeah. Watch South Park.
Yeah.
Lemmy Wings.
But I think the opiates specifically hit people who have been like, with like the heavy emotional abuse. It's like just a weighted blanket, and it hits them, and they're just going, finally. Because there's dudes that if you get too ramped up in childhood, you don't know what being relaxed, like you think you're relaxing, but your brain's just going, like they test kids for, what is it? Not adrenaline, cortisol.
Yeah.
Because there's kids that like, I went to school for social work, and like they teach you about like identifying kids like who have problematic backgrounds. And there's kids who will be like, lighting shit on fire, punching people. It's like, all right, your shit's probably fucked. Then there's kids that withdraw inside themselves. So you think these kids are fine. They started giving them cortisol tests, and there'd be kids who are quiet, not moving. Cortisol's through the fucking roof.
Right.
So these dudes come across a fucking, an Oxycontin or whatever, and they're just going, their body for the first time goes, oh, thank God.
Right.
And it's like, dude, you can't compete with that. You're done.
Yeah. Cortisol's the fight or flight response.
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like the stress hormone.
Yeah.
And if you're like you're in your mother's stomach, she was like fighting people at a bus stop doing drugs. You get out and it's like you're getting abused from the time you're an infant, and then you're like 13 and someone hands you that. Your body finally goes, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
You go, "What was that called again?"
Yeah.
What is this thing? And you're fucked.
Yeah. Were you on Ritalin as a kid?
No, I should have been. I wasn't on it. Actually, I don't know if I should, because I took Adderall in college and it didn't make me focus. Everyone's like, it calms me down. I was like real social in the library. I'm like, this shit sucks.
Yeah.
I crunched the time release balls. I remember it being like, yeah, someone was like, but that was never my thing.
Yeah.
I got manic on that stuff. So maybe I didn't have ADD. I don't know how the fuck it works. I think I do have ADD.
Yeah, it's weird looking back on it. Like they say that it's supposed to calm you down if you're hyper, but what the fuck are they talking about?
I don't know.
It's like they were taking the hyperactive kids and giving them fucking meth.
They do say, and I've heard people say like, yeah, it just makes. I knew people who would get quiet from coke. They'd snort coke and like it gets me kind of quiet. So like maybe I had ADD,
right?
But also it's like I don't know. I don't know how that is another one, dude. You got to stop doing that at some point.
Yeah.
Like you can't, if you're like a kid, you can't just, if you can keep taking Adderall in your 40s, but it dehydrates you severely, and it's like
They put me on it when I was a little kid.
Oh, so you were on it?
Yeah, they put me on, and I'm pretty sure it fucked me up for life. I'm pretty sure like the coffee cigarettes thing comes because I'm a recovering, without even knowing it, meth addict, basically. And what's crazy is that it like caused more problems, I think, than it solved, because I did have a lot of energy. You know, I was like a bastard kid.
Which is good though.
Right.
To have it. I don't understand why you don't want kids to have energy.
I know. And so like the thing is that at school they would call you over the loudspeaker after lunch if you forgot to go to the office to take your pills.
Whoa, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, dude.
Yeah. And
Jesus,
except you're
man.
at a school with like hundreds of kids, so the entire school could hear who forgot to take their medicine, which was like everybody.
Yeah,
because we're all a bunch
was a
of
spaz parade.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an all-star lineup of fucking crazy kids, and it like caused so much stress that it was like embarrassing.
Yeah, it makes
It was
sense.
Like, fuck, man.
They would call you down and like come get, and you have to
Over
leave
the
class
entire,
my
it wasn't just
God.
like specific to that classroom. It was like over the entire announcements, like, you know, tomorrow we are going to be having the football, whatever, the pep rally, and also Tony Hinchcliffe come to the office.
Come get your happy pill. Come get your special
Exactly.
pills.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that would suck. I would have been jealous though, knowing myself back then. I would have loved to have walked through the hallway and been like, psh, society can't fucking hold me. I need
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of like little tiny traumas that I think I never realized until I was older.
Well, people didn't even know that was a thing. People didn't know you could alter your brain chemistry pretty much forever by being severely stressed when you're, because everyone was, you know, coming out of nature. That's how your brain works. You're just severely stressed and it kind of shapes your responses.
Yeah.
And now the last like 15, 20 years, they've been starting to be like, oh, everyone's severely fucked up.
Yeah.
And like people are fucked right now. And they're just figuring it all out. There's the book, The Body Keeps the Score, by, everyone talks about it, Besser Vanderkolk or whatever his name is. This guy was a goat psychologist, and they pulled some bullshit like Me Too-ish kind of stuff on him where it was like he was inappropriate. Dude, this book, for anyone who likes this kind of stuff, it's like like in psychology, there's like a trauma focused field, and it's like, I think it's one of the most important things anyone can like learn about at all, who like somewhat feels like their mind might be somewhat out of sorts, which is probably pretty much everybody. Yeah. Dude, it's crazy the stuff they talk about, how like you get just zapped as a kid, not realizing it. You build your whole personality on these like marbles, and they just get like irritated throughout the day, and you're like, what?
Totally.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. But yeah, dude, they talk about like your body, even like in soldiers, like there was guys who would like, they would have like a verbal tick because there was like a thing that happened. They'd be replaying subconsciously in their mind that had to do with their right arm, and you just like process it out, and their arm stops moving. It's fucking crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like there's a thing coming out now with like people physically massaging this stuff out of you, which is, I mean, that would be cool if that worked.
Yeah.
That'd be the ultimate heavy ending at the end of it.
Yeah.
They just relieve your childhood trauma, and then they just fucking fab you off. That'd be the
So
best.
much cum.
That's for you, Dad.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dad. Yeah, it's just whispering, your father can no longer get you. Between that and the lady peeing at the fucking slot machine, that's 2 hard comes.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing her lose like
Yeah.
$1,500.
Oh my god.
Well, shit, dude, we did an hour and a half, man.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that fucking flew.
Wow.
It's always awkward at first. I'm always worried when I'm podcasting that my face is doing like terrible things, or I'm sitting across from someone being like, and I don't
Yeah.
realize it, but hopefully I didn't do that with my face.
Yeah.
It's a concern of mine. I got to stop microdosing mushrooms. I don't think it works. I think I'm bugging- I think I'm just
Everybody's
bugging out.
doing it now.
Dude. It does. It's good. It is a good thing,
Yeah.
but like you gotta make sure you have to test them on days where you're not doing anything. But then you'll get new ones, and so I give myself like a 2-hour window where I'm like, all right, because like the onset will throw me off. It crushed me today. Some guy had to come help hang a TV, and I was in my house like a tall, slim Texas man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't look at my fucking arms. I had to hold the TV up for the guy.
Oh
Because
shit.
I was in a rush. I didn't want to be late. So I was just like, he was like, I'm going to have to unscrew it. I'm like, I'll hold it, dude. Just go ahead. I'm like, these mushrooms are kicking in. I'm like, some fucking old man sweating, screwing it in. I'm like, just go, dude. I got to go. Go on.
That's amazing.
Everyone is doing it.
Everybody's doing mushrooms now. At
Little
the
bits.
at the mothership, this is some inside information, but I'll leak it. Everybody's on fucking mushrooms now.
You heard it here now.
So like everybody's on mushrooms for months, and I'm like, okay, so like I was doing mushrooms here and there, nibbling on them, and then one night I see Ron White with this like white vial of stuff, and he puts something under his tongue, and I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's liquid LSD.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, what? You're just doing that? He's like, yeah. You want some? And I'm like, nah. And I like held off, and then I saw Duncan do like 2 vials the week later. He's like, Ron, can I have some of that stuff from last week? And like, so then I'm like, okay, if Duncan's doing 2, I'll try 1. And I had the fucking time of my life.
From the LSD.
Oh man, it wasn't what I thought it would be. It wasn't like all like,
It was like a microdose?
It was just pure happiness.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice.
Pure joy.
I do have I have LSD. I have like a thing set up for microdosing, like in like the alcohol, like where it's kind of like, what's it called? Volumetric dosing. I've been too nervous. I'm gonna start incorporating